Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Pseudo's Crochet and More. This is your host, Crystal. Today is I already took it out of the actual bag. I got this from Amazon. Cute little cover here with all the kitty cats on it with the yarn balls. I had been looking at getting a new Tunisian crochet hook set with interchangeable cords because don't always need a really long one and you don't always need a really short one. So I really hope these work well. I will test them out and make maybe a scarf with them and let you know how I feel after working with them for a little bit. I was going to get the ones that the Suavitor or Nice Met make, but the ones that I really liked were out of wood, and the last time I used something that was wood and painted a different color, the color rubbed off onto my yarn, so I did not want to have to go through that again. They do have a metal set. It's all silver, and I really didn't want that either. So I went with the company AEE I don't know. It is made in China. They are interchangeable crochet, Tunisian crochet hooks. And I'll open this up here. Nice container. It's got a zipper on it. So I'll open that up here. Ooh, so this is what it looks like inside. Those are the hooks. Then they got a little bag here with your little ends to basically stop your yarn from falling off of the cord. There's a little cloth in here, so maybe these have to be cleaned off a little bit if they start to drag or start catching. And then in each one of these, there are the different sizes of the cords. My brain's not braining just yet. So I'll show you those. And they are marked with different lengths. And I'm not sure if these are inches or if, I'm guessing inches. So the smallest one that they have, okay, so that's, I'm guessing, the smallest one it looks like is 40. So there's 40. Then there's a 60. And then we have an 80. And a 100. Now, I am going to test this out to see how well they work real quick with getting them attached to the hook itself. There is a little tool, so I'm going to just use the 40 one because that's the smallest one. And I'll show you how that looks. If you're interested in learning how to do Tunisian crochet, I think I'm going to start on Thursdays. It won't be maybe till July where I start showing you guys how to do like the basic stitches and then work your way up. Kind of like I'm doing with the crochet Tuesday stitch tutorial. But Thursdays would be Tunisian stitch tutorials. Okay, so they both have like little ends like screws on them. And the sizes for this go from a 3mm all the way up to a 10. And it does actually include a 7mm hook. I know it was kind of hard probably to see that. I'll show you here one second again. Because the 3mm is like right underneath the zipper. So it starts at a 3. Whoops. Starts at a 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5. The gold one is 5. And then it jumps. There's no 5.5. And then it jumps to 6. Oh, never mind. There is a 5.5. I was looking at it wrong. The blue is 5.5. Next one is 6. Next one is 6.5, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I know with Tunisian crochet, you should use actually a larger hook than you would normally use with a if you're doing just regular crochet, because you have to get into certain spots, and if you use too small of a hook, then it's going to make your project curl because your stitches are going to be too tight. All right, that was pretty easy to put on. Now, there is a little hole here, and I'll see if it'll show up. See the hole there? There is a tool in the little baggy thing here that you can use if you like need a really long one. This here is to use an extension. So if you need it longer than 100, the 100 one, then you can use that to add an additional whatever you need. Now I'm guessing that the I'm wondering if that's actually supposed to, you wouldn't actually leave this in here, but these are like little keys that came with it. Now, I don't know what this does. It does go through, so if you need it to tighten it more, you can use that. If you need it to loosen it, that's what this is for too. So it's to loosen and tighten your connecting areas. And then when you have it to the length that you need, you grab one of these little end stoppers. Now, they look like to be all the same size. So if you're using a thicker yarn, like that would require the 10, it might not hold it on there very well, but if you're using a smaller one, it should. And I'm just going to go ahead and show you how I did the other one. I just twisted. I kind of twisted I just spun it on there. Made sure it was tight. Now, according to the information, this is not supposed to have any memory in it. So that means if you straighten it out, or if it curls or something like that, it's not going to stay that way. I had a set of wooden Tunisian crochet hooks with plastic that were not interchangeable. They were all the same length. They were probably about the length of this, which is good if you're making like a scarf, something small, that if you kind of like roll it back up and put it back in the bag, it's going to, it won't stay that way. It'll come back out like this. So, let me actually see. So I used the 6.5mm hook. I'm going to try something. I'm going to use a piece of, this was the half double crochet tutorial from this past Tuesday. I'm going to show you, not yesterday, because this will be out on Wednesday. I'm recording this while my husband is out riding his motorcycle. Maybe he hasn't even left yet. So I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to turn my work, and I'm just going to go ahead and pull up some stitches here with this. I'm just going to go in to every stitch and chain 1 space. Well, that wasn't actually the stitch. All right. Let's see here. Well, all right. So I'm going to pull up 2 in every chain 1 space. Okay. There we go. There's that one. Okay. Why the heck is this doing this? The heck? Alright, there we go. Nope, it's still doing it. Well, alright. Because it's not letting me. There we go. Because this is something you can do too. If you're working on a project and it's, you're doing, you know what, I'm just going to do it this way. Hold on. I'm just going to pull up a loop in each chain 1 space. Like if I were to do an actual half double crochet but not do it. I'm just going to keep pulling up. And then I need to go into that last stitch. I actually learned how to Tunisian crochet before I learned how to uh, crochet, which seems odd, but that's what I picked up the fastest. Was Tunisian. Now I only learned a few stitches, so I'm gonna have to learn more. So this is what it looks like. This is actually small enough it would just fit perfectly on just the hook itself. Um, Now I cannot tell if the sizing is actually stamped on or if it's etched on. So it's just weird. Alright, so I'm going to yarn over and pull through one. That makes the chain. And then I'm going to yarn over, pull through two. Come on. I probably needed to use a 7 for this, but it's okay. I'm actually making it smaller now because I did that. I'll have a better demonstration with these at another time, but that's what it looks like, because it's basically you're doing 2 rows with Tunisian crochet to actually complete a row. So you go on the forward pass and then the going back. You never turn your work unless it says something in the instructions, but that's how it turned out to look on this. Yeah, I kind of just like really pushed that together, but very easy to use. If I were to make something larger, like I said, like a scarf, and I needed more chains, this would be the perfect length for that. I think the 100 plus maybe the 80 or even the 40 would be long enough to do a blanket, a baby blanket. And I just ripped out all that. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. That was just from the tutorial from last week. So I really do like these. Again, it will take some time to figure out whether or not these are going to rub off on here. Oh, I have it backwards. There we go. The sizing is actually stamped. I'm trying to get it to focus here. Stamped on, or if it's actually etched in there. It's very hard for me to tell. It feels like it might be slightly etched in, but not enough. So what I might do is I might actually write down or take a picture of what color it is, what size. But if I keep them in the right order, I shouldn't have any problem at all. Alright, I'm going to have to use the little key thing here to loosen this. Because I did kind of get it on there tight. There we go. Okay. So, not bad. Whether or not it's worth what I paid, only time will tell. But if you want to try these, I will put a link in the description box. It will take you right to the product. If you purchase it, it won't cost you any more. If you do, that will go back into the channel for future reviews on whether it's accessories or yarn or something totally off the wall. I don't think I'm going to be able to put these back in here. So what I'm going to actually do, instead of putting them back in the plastic, is I am going to take off the little sticker, if I can. Maybe. It's stuck on there pretty good. Okay, maybe I won't. I'm going to have to see if I can get that back in there. If I cannot, I probably will just stick it back into the little slot that it was in. Now, there are 3 slots, and I only got 4 of them. So if I need to put anything else in here, I can always use the extra ones, because there's a slot here, a slot here, and there's one even back here, I think. Let me see. Yep, there is. And these were where the cords were at for the extension. So that's good. I do like that it came in a nice case. And I just fit that right back in there without the plastic. So I can know that, like, I can start from this side, the smallest, the next size, smallest, next size, and then the size up from that, and then the largest up here. I can just put these back in here with the bags for now until I actually open it and use it. So that was 40. Next one over will be 60. And then 80. And then the 100. So if you are interested in learning how to Tunisian crochet, let me know in the comments section. If you know how to Tunisian crochet, if it's something you've been looking to learn, because it is a cross between knitting and crochet. Some of their stitches are very close to actually knitting, but you're using a crochet hook instead. Yeah. Like I said, if I can find the pictures that I took of the scarves that I made with Tunisian, I learned the Tunisian simple stitch and the knit stitch. Now, some people don't call what I did the knit stitch. Some people call it something else, but it basically makes it look like you're actually knitting. Little V's form. Maybe that's, that's not a hard one to do. Just a little different from the Tunisian simple stitch. And it looks like you knitted your project, even though it wasn't knitted, it was Tunisian crochet. Which is, good. I'm just going to put this little plastic thing in here. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm guessing they gave me this little cloth in case I ever need to it's got to be for either the hooks or for the cords, like to clean off any residue from yarn that I've used, or if one of the hooks, I've never seen this. It's like the fiber cloth you get with your glasses to clean your lenses and stuff, or computer screens, things like that. If I had a really small pair of scissors, I could put it in this little spot too with all my other notions. And I could also put notions in this empty bag that I just took that one cord out from. So all in all, not a bad purchase. I do like that they're not all the same color for the hooks, because that was one thing that I'm like, yeah, that's why I didn't get the silver one from the Suavitor or Nice Met, which I really love their hooks. I've been using the crap out of these hooks. Love them to death. And I have not touched any other hooks right now other than these hooks. I do think that if you like inline hooks and want to try something different, great buy. Now, I will probably in the future try the ones that Jennifer Cinnamon Stitches got that look like wands. They have the white pearl essence on the bottom instead of this design. But they still have, the top is still the inline and metal. So I will probably look into getting them to test those out, because these are my go-to hooks right now. And if I'm using the hook that I really want to use for something else, I will actually put a stitch marker in that other project and get that hook. I have the hook here waiting to do, because I'm recording this before I go to the blanket recording for the border. My 5.5, this is what I've been using for that blanket. So I don't know who thought of this company, but they come out with some really good crochet hooks. I don't think I would ever buy the full metal hooks. Those are actually more expensive than these were with the little bubble bottom. Because these are technically a little iridescent as well. That's what I'm going to call it. With the coloring. It does look like orange, but if you turn it, it does have a little bit of a iridescent look with those bubbles in the bottom of the handle. But if I ever wear these things out, I will definitely have to get another set because, like I said, they're my go-to. I have a ton of Susan Bates. I got a ton of boy hooks because I sometimes have to use those hooks if the inline hooks are not working for me. So, there's that. Well, I did not put away the bottom part of that. Oopsie. And I got that. Do I have that upside down? I think so. I had the case thing upside down. I need to put my little stopper. They call them stoppers, I do believe, on this. And they have 4 stoppers that you can get. So if you're doing multiple projects, you can do up to 4 different ones without running out of a stopper. But yeah, so I think that's going to be it for this video today. Now check back later. I will be doing a video for Premier Yarn sale of the weekly sale. Now it will be much later than you're used to it coming out on Wednesdays because I'm working 4/10s next week, or this week. Next week as of when I'm recording this, which is May 30th. There's only one more day in May. So I will put the link to this in the description box if you want to try them out. Or even if you just want to try them out as regular, I mean, they're kind of expensive if you're just going to use them as crochet hooks. But they're still it's still, to me, right now, a nice set. Now, I will update you guys on how I feel about them after I work a project in full. And then I will go from there on in probably, I'm going to say July, maybe August. I will start coming out with, it's not going to be every week I'll have a tutorial, maybe once a month. I'll have a Thursday stitch tutorial for Tunisian crochet. So keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for an update on the review of these hooks. And if you like today's video, please give me a thumbs up. If you enjoy my content and you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe and then the notification bell so you're always aware of when I put out new content. Until next time, I hope you all stay safe, stay warm or cool, happy crocheting. Bye-bye.